Get ready to reclaim your life, discover inspiring stories, practical tools, and the path to true happiness. This is Reclaim Your Life with Irina. Let's begin the journey. Welcome to Reclaim Your Life with Irina podcast. Today is a solo episode, and we're talking about embracing the beauty of imperfection. Oftentimes, we wait for the perfect moment, for the perfect opportunity to do something, to have children, to buy a house, to create something, create a product. We often wait for days and weeks and months and years, and we're not moving in any direction because conditions are not perfect. The economy is not there. The weather doesn't feel so great today. I don't have the perfect body or the right face or the right smile or the right tone of voice. So I'm just better gonna be waiting for this perfect thing to come along. Well, newsflash, you could be waiting for the rest of your life. Why don't you start embracing the imperfections and finding the silver lining in them? First of all, let's define perfectionism, and it could be different depending on where you grew up and what culture you were coming in from. Uh, the definition of a perfect family is to have a husband and wife and kids and everybody living together happily in harmony. You know how we watch a lot of movies, and oftentimes they show this beautiful wedding, and then the movie ends, and nobody shows you what happens after the happily ever after. You get to guess. And perfect is having that kind of family, and that's how I was growing up. And I have nothing against that. I still believe in marriage. I still believe in having two partners to raise the children. But in my situation, unfortunately, that didn't happen. My perfect picture didn't match to the perfect picture I had in my head to the reality I had faced. That resulted then in depression and anxiety and stress and suicidal thoughts because I didn't know how to keep on living because the perfect picture I had in my head didn't match the reality that was unfolding in front of me. How am I gonna continue, keep on moving forward when everybody around me is married and happy, at least on the outside looking in? I don't know what happens on the inside, but on the outside it looks normal and right and perfect. And there I was, this imperfect single parent, defining my way forward, how to live, how to be. And then in other instances, as I discovered in my podcasting journey, I was waiting for my first podcast to start because I didn't know how to edit videos. Meanwhile, I did record the interviews and I had a bunch of them already ready to go, but I was sitting on this material. I think it was for what, 2 or 3 months. And then I asked myself, what am I doing? What am I waiting for? For the perfect moment, for the perfect podcast. Meanwhile, I didn't know what I was doing other than recording an interview and then uploading it. And there you have it, the podcast is here. So I said, what am I waiting for? Let me just start. And so I did. And had I not made that decision, I would not have been where I am today. The second podcast would not have been born, Reclaim Your Life with Irina, because the first one didn't start. I would not have become a writer, a published author, a best-selling author. I would not have made 5 books come to life. All of that could not have happened, and I would not have met the amazing individuals whom I met along the way who helped me kind of reshaped the vision and helped me become a better person, a better parent, as I learned more about different tools and strategies that people were using all across the globe. I would not have been able to come out of my, what do you call it, introvert shell. I'm a recovering introvert, and here I am having 2 podcasts and speaking and writing books. Who would have thought? And singing and with singing was an interesting story. I started at the age of 36, thinking it was too late for me already, and everybody around me like telling me, "What are you doing? Are you crazy?" because it's for kids. Kids go to the music school, they learn how to sing. And yes, I was going into the school that majority of participants were kids students, but I realized there was adults as well, as I got to a chance to participate in a band, and I got to be a vocalist for that band, and I actually was the youngest. Who would have known had I not continued and pursued and uh, was waiting for this perfect moment, for my life to be right, for my everything to be in the right place and space. Um, my mental health would not have been improved as it has been because of embracing the imperfections. Because even though my life wasn't perfect when I started, and it is not perfect today anyway, I'm still learning, I'm still evolving, I'm still creating and figuring things out. I'm sure as you are as well. But when we embrace the imperfection, when we embrace the silver lining, we might discover something about ourselves we didn't know we had. And we're often influenced by like social media and societal standards of what perfect is, and we try to match that because otherwise we find ourselves, we always want to belong. And when we are not a picture perfect definition of what normal is, then we start feeling less than, we start feeling not good enough, we start feeling that we shouldn't be here, we shouldn't be doing the things we are doing. We listen to other people's ideas of what perfect is, and then we apply that to our life, and then we lead a life in that way. But then in the end of life, if you ask yourself, did you live your life without regrets? Were you the person who you wanted to be? Or were you somebody who other people wanted you to be? Other things they wanted you to create, and other lives they wanted you to have because it didn't fit their picture of perfect picture of what you're supposed to be. How is that working? In if you're talking about role models, uh, Brené Brown comes to mind as she created her groundbreaking work on vulnerability and shame, and actually embracing the beauty of imperfection with her books and her TEDx talks. She become a leading voice in promoting the idea that vulnerability and imperfection actually are essential components of human connection and authenticity. So next time you find yourself in fighting the perfectionist bug, embrace it. Find out what it is there, what kind of um, positive silver lining can you eject from that situation or from that scenario, or if you are on the brink of launching a new product, how long have you been waiting to launch it? How long did it take you? Just let it go, let it kind of let it out. I was reminded actually today, one of my friends and then another one mentioned, don't stand in your own way. Don't wait for that perfect thing to happen. Create it. Create a perfect moment for yourself. Create an opportunity when you just can let it go. Find the silver lining in the thing that maybe appears as a flaw. Oftentimes we discount the body. Oh, I am not the perfect shape. I'm not the perfect size. I don't have the perfect smile or the perfect hair. But if you think about it, the body that you have, how many amazing things the body is doing for you. The fact that you're breathing, the fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you can listen and can hear and can smile, the fact that you can eat, how many amazing things your body is doing for you that maybe, yes, it does not look perfect, but functionally speaking, how many amazing things the body is doing for you, and you take that for granted, you don't even appreciate. Like I didn't appreciate the fact that I was able to walk until I dislocated my knee. And it's something so simple that we take for granted that we forget to be grateful for those things. So maybe the body is not perfect, but Remind your body that you're grateful for it. You're grateful the skin you're in, because it does so many things for you that you don't even recognize. So some of the key takeaways and embracing imperfections in my personal journey, it's waiting and sitting to start a podcast because I didn't know how to do videos, or in other ways, always finding something positive about a challenge or a flaw and embracing it and making it your own. Think of it, you are unique, authentic individuals. There are the chances of you being born into that family and having that set of genes are 1 in a million. You're a unique individual. Embrace your uniqueness, because the world would be boring if we all would have been picture perfect replica of one another. Wouldn't it be? What fun in that? If we all are perfect all the time. What is fun in that? Life is about variety. Life is about having the experiences and finding the silver lining in those experiences, if they're challenging, if they're not perfect, but seeking something to be grateful for, seeking an opportunity to be authentic, to be vulnerable. Here's a vulnerable point for you. This is my take, and it's funny because I'm recording an episode about embracing the power of imperfections, and here's my vulnerable truth. This is my take number, I think 10 or 15, because it wasn't perfect, because I stumbled, because I didn't kept on talking. So embrace embrace the imperfections. Don't judge yourself too hard. Don't take yourself so seriously. You might find more joy in life when you embrace the flaws that you may have, or you think you have. Let me know down in the comments below how a flaw in your life had actually turned out to be a great opportunity for something. This show, this podcast is all about reclaiming life in any sense of the word. Whether you were living in one way and then you suddenly realized you could no longer live the way you were and you needed to change something. It is about bringing back hope. It is about finding joy in the little things. It's about truly living as opposed to letting your life pass you by. And I believe embracing imperfections is one of the tools that can help you reclaim your life, can help you bring back hope as you stop judging yourself to what society tells you you should be and having that picture perfect, but discovering that you are unique in your own way and you bring something to the table that other people don't have with your flaws and everything. You know how they say the good, the bad, and the ugly. Love yourself, love the skin you're in. Appreciate the body that you have today because it has supported you in so many ways throughout your life, through all the changes, through all the challenges, through all the stretch marks if you had children, through all the breaks, the bone breaks and scrapes of the knees and failures that happened, the imperfect life. Embrace those things and smile more often. Bring back joy to your life. Thank you so much for tuning in today, for joining us. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts to spread the message, to make the podcast available worldwide, and to bring back hope. In the next episode, next week, I'm joined by Francois Denville, who had a near-death experience, and he is sharing with us how that experience reshaped his life, how it awakened him to a new life that he is leading now. Join us every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube or anywhere where you listen to your podcast. Until next time.